Hello everyone, Switch Dalber here. You may wonder what this video is going to be about. Well, I will talk about something that I have been thinking about for the past few years. And that is career path for me. What is my path for the future? Most of my friends have a very good career within different business. But for me, well, I don't even have this particular bad as a good business career in real life. Most of my friends has very good paid jobs, but for me, not so much. You see, I work in the local second-hand store here where I live, and I don't get paid at all. Before I was working in this second-hand store, I was working in a different kind of a business. How I would describe it, where it's more like a daily activities. Well, if you wonder what daily activities are, it is a kind of a business where people with mental disabilities like autism, Down syndromes, etc. can work. Like it can be anything. It can be small, even you get paid if you visit various types of business you within that particular business. You can do anything like cleaning some rooms, cooking. Depends for how well skilled you are with particular that part of business and what you can handle and what you can't handle. Some of my friends is working within similar types. They earn. My best friend, he earns about 16,000 for each month. And for me, I earned about maybe 40 crowns, Swedish crowns per week, for a whole day. And that is just very low payment. But anyways, I was earned at the same amount from 2010 up to maybe 4 years later, until the county which I live in decided to quit payment. And the reason why they just suddenly stopped because they want to save up to $500,000 each year. And according to my father, who told me once that 80% of the people who works within the daily activities had no knowledge about this payment. So if I had to go to work and then if there 40 crowns per day, that means almost like 200 to 300 for maybe 2 to 3 months. And from that money I could use it for anything I wanted to, like go shopping for clothes or something, etc. But then suddenly the country decided to remove that. But my friends who lives in a different country, they still have the payment from their work. I was very disappointed. Why would they decided to remove all this? I was not the only one who be affected by it. Many of all the people who's working within the daily activities in that particular business they are lost their as well. So I was wondering, why would I do that? So I would move from one group within that to another one, and I quit that group maybe 2 or 3 years later until I started working in a different county. And at first I was actually taking two parts of that job. First was to take in the license for computer, which I totally forgot all about how to make it. And the second part was I was going to work in a carpenter department in that particular place. I was thrilled to work in a carpenter. I thought this was going to be a big place, but it turns out just a small group, and I didn't do anything particular large work there. I just sweeping up sawdust on the floor, or painting some small doors or something. Nothing as big serious work. Sometimes when my supervisor wasn't even there, if he was sick, I could be home, or I could be up at the computers department, sit there for 3 hours, and before I go home. And I didn't understand why. And one day they told me that they want to move this apartment to another location. So they didn't have decided not to pull any major works anymore. And that other part that this department we had shared one big like a warehouse with other groups. And one group has this big machine that was um, tearing apart like all computers, TV sets, all kinds of electronics. They were going to rebuild this machine. It would mean a lot less space for in our group, which I was part of. So I decided I could go to take a vacation from around November that particular same year. And they were supposed to contact me when I was supposed to go back when it was all done. I waited and I waited. It wasn't until to maybe I was hoping for maybe any particular answer from around January or February next year, but nothing. And I waited, the months passed until August. Same, no answer at all. So I said, screw it, forget it. And if they don't respond back to me, I just quit there. So I did. And then I was unemployed for maybe a month. And until I started working at this local secondhand store. But after a month, I wanted to go just quit. But luckily for that, I had an old classmate or a friend from school who was also working there. So after a while, I fit in. But I have been working there now for 2 years, but still no payment. Well, I do get some replace money every month. This about from 6 to 7,000. And you may wonder if I had this from when I was starting work in 2010, with only 40 crowns for a whole day, and to have to earn 6 to 7,000. You may wonder, well, Sweet Diablo, if you have 7,000, you might not be talking about you don't have enough money. Well, you see, most of the money, if I had it replaced, is used. Mostly I had to pay for rent. I still live at home. I had to pay rent for the bills, food, even I even had my own TV, which I had to pay for, and from all this money was left, maybe less than 2,000 or 1,500 or something, and that money who still remains, I could use it for anything I want. But from this, I am focusing on saving up all the money I can to buy my own apartment within the next year or so. But still, I found out from a coworker a few months ago that the social workers within this part of the county here, which has, well, within this daily activities, has been talking, and the government had been provided up to 5 million crowns to each county to take care of. So they have been talking to bring back the payment which I had less than 8 years ago. but almost like the double amount. Before 40, maybe 80. But so far I haven't received any more information of when it was going to happen. But from the last time I heard from my coworker, he said that it's supposed around next year. But exactly when, I have no idea. If it won't happen, no idea. But still, what will I do as my career path in the future? When I was younger, I wanted to be a carpenter working. There was one location here was had as a bigger carpenter operation, but that closed down. Sorry, it closed down for a few years ago. So that means nothing. But at my work, we have a carpenter department, a small one, which has big tools. I could go there and do works if I wanted to, because we have one person who is responsibility for that particular department, and I actually can be in there if that particular person isn't there at work, if he's sick or something, I can be there and do things as I do. But still, other part of what I want to be, wish to be a history teacher, since I love study of history, reading it. But unfortunately, that might not be possible. And you may all wonder why. I had to be going to university, or at least university, because to be like a teacher, study a number of years for even to be accepted or graded as a teacher. But to do that, you have to have at least a number of high grades in from school, like an A plus system. But from what I imparted from, I went in a special class need. So the highest we did had was B. We didn't have the same type of grade system as retro school did. And even if I did have a lot of high grades from school, I don't know if I would be accepted. And to study at university, it takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of money. So that would make me to have a payment from work, that to have a will work, a great for will a payment. But that is the problem. A lot of business here companies doesn't even hire people with disabilities. Because they don't think that people with mental disabilities like autism, Down syndrome, or etc. can't even handle the stress, the pressure in that particular kind of companies, like in car workshops, like in bigger companies like Volvo, Ford, etc. Which may make sense in parts. Some people with the mental disabilities might not even can handle that kind of pressure or stress, but you can't say that for sure until you haven't given that particular person a try. You can't say for sure if that particular person, if that person's trying to apply for work there, in this is end up being declined because that person has some mental disability like autism or something. You can't dismiss that because you don't know, even if that person has had that particular, like if that person had car workshops in school training classes, you can't dismiss that person saying that that person won't be able to handle that kind of pressure, stress in a factory or something. You don't know for sure if you don't even give the person at least a try to see if the person can handle that kind of pressure. And they might be right. Some people might handle stress so well, might some freak out or even get panicked or even start to get angry or attack other people. It might happen. Not all of them, but some. And for me, I'm not much well for that kind of particular work. Since I didn't have any car or even, I didn't have any workshops or carpenter department in class when I was in school. So what is my path in future? Sorry. But some YouTubers actually had put there as a full-time YouTuber earning money from their YouTube channels, which I have thought before to make to do. But since I don't even know how to make it. But still, I don't know. Should I put should I start to work as a full-time YouTuber to earn money? But I don't know. I do love to make videos to make some entertainment for others, but my career as a path in for the future is unknown. Not that I'm afraid what I will to be able to do. I'm open. I'm open to try new career paths in the future, as long as they are something that I can handle. But unfortunately, most of the companies here don't even want to hire people with mental disabilities, not because that they don't think that they can handle it, which is, well, some part might be right, but still, I don't blame them. A lot of people with mental disabilities might not be able to handle the stress and the pressure from, well, depends what kind of companies they try to work at. I wanted to be able to support myself with a great payment, perhaps maybe just wanted to live on a good job, good payment, and a good career in the future. But as from now, I don't even know if that career even is impossible. For my future looks like now is unknown. Mostly can say dark or just clouded. I'm not sure what I will do in the future because being as a full-time YouTuber might be one of the possibilities, but still, I don't even have or even understand if I would be able to make as a full-time YouTuber like many others are. Earning money from YouTube might be one thing that could be worth something, yes. But if that would be possible, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I want to have something in future that can provide me and support myself as not being able to be supported on my family for finance. I don't want to live on social workers' payment the rest of my life without even have to be living on my parents' money as a finance support. Because I want to be taking the next step out in the adult world, out in the real world, and to live by myself, earn my own money, support myself, and be able to move to my own apartment, and perhaps one day soon, within a few years, which I really hope to move to US and be with my girlfriend and marry her. As it looks like now, that kind of dreams is not possible. Not because I didn't want to be doing it, but in mostly because of that I don't have the money resources to do it. Since plane tickets cost a lot of money and the visa for apply for 6 months or even that. To apply for the visa to US might different because there are various of different visas like student, tourist, workers, and even one of those called K1 visa. But still, I don't know if some of those visas has lower price, others had higher. So Which one would I apply for? I have no idea. But I wanted to be with my girlfriend in US for the rest of my life. But as now, that's not even possible. Even if I'm still trying as much as I can to save up enough money for even go there for a visit, it might take some while. You may think it is easy to save up a lot of money. Well, I can say it isn't. I struggle every single day trying to save up enough money to go there. And so far, even if I had the money for it and all the visa, passport, there's usually one problem. My parents. They won't let me go by myself, but I don't care. Well everyone, that was all I would like to say in this video, and as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch down below, over and out.